All right, so everyone will focus here because we are starting new unit, work, power, and energy. So in class 9th, you all would have gone through what is work, what is power, and what is energy in short. In this chapter, here we are going to take down the detailed discussion on work, power, and energy. So yes, before I move on, can anyone amongst you tell me what you understand by work, power, and energy? All can message in the chat. Let me see how many of you know the basics. Okay, one answer I got. Power is the rate of doing work. So whatever we learnt in class 9, let us first recapitulate that. हमने पढ़ा था power is the rate of doing work. Rate of doing work आ गया. That means this power is W by T. Well, I can also say power as the rate of consumption of energy. ये सब class 9th में था. So rate of consumption of energy, because we know that whenever work will be done, energy will be consumed. So in short, we all must remember work done is equal to energy consumed. This is always true. Whenever you do work, some energy will be consumed and that they will be equal. So if it is rate of consumption of energy, we can also write power as energy by time. Okay. Talking about work, हमने 9th में पढ़ा था that work is just the product of force and displacement, but actually work is the dot product of force and displacement vectors. तो इसको याद कर लेंगे सब. This is new to us. What is work? Dot product of force and displacement. Dot product, you all very well know that this is F into S into cos theta, where theta is the angle between, it is angle between F vector and S vector. So based on this definition of work, we will see the types of work, and types of work can completely be obtained based on this cos theta factor. We will see it later on. But coming to the basics of energy, what is energy? We can say the definition that we learned in earlier classes, it was capacity to do work, right? Energy is the capacity to do work. And this statement must always be remembered. Work done is equal to energy consumed. At many places, this will be directly helpful to us. Talking about the units in which we measure them. Work, what is the SI unit? Joule. What is the CGS unit? Erg. So basically 1 joule is equal to 10 to power 7 erg. CGS means you are writing down the units in centimeter, gram, second. SI में meter, kilogram, second. This is also called as MKS system. You all would have learned in chapter 1. Energy, the SI unit of energy is also joule. CGS unit भी क्या होगा? वही जो work का है. That means work and energy, they have same SI unit. What is the SI unit of power? Watt. Right? सभी को पता होगा, ये याद होगा सभी को. SI unit is watt. Horse power वगैरह वो हम सब देखेंगे डिटेल में. Now we are just going through them in just little basics. We are writing them down. So yes, can I say 1 watt is equal to 1 joule per second? Who will tell? Can I tell that this is correct? This statement is right or not? Anyone amongst you? Yes, it is exactly right. क्योंकि power क्या है? Work by time या energy by time. इसका ये वैल्यू 1 होगा जब ये वैल्यू 1 होगा और ये वैल्यू 1 होगा, मतलब ये 1 जूल होगा, ये 1 सेकेंड होगा, तब ये 1 वॉट होगा। तो 1 जूल बाय 1 सेकेंड इज 1 जूल पर सेकेंड। ओके, so from this who can define 1 watt? Who will define 1 watt? If I would have asked you all to define watt, you all would have said it is the SI unit of power. But अगर 1 watt define करना है, you will have to say it is the power due to 1 joule work done in 1 second. या ये भी कह सकते हो, it is the power developed due to consumption of 1 joule of energy in 1 second. Either definition will be correct. But ध्यान देना है whether you are asked about 1 watt or just watt. जल्दी से ये सभी नोट कर लेंगे in a minute quickly. CGS unit of power we don't require. और अगर CGS unit लिखना ही है, then you can write it as erg per second. We do not require this CGS power, CGS unit as well. All right, all would have done. Okay, let us now see the types of energy and the types of work done. So first we will start with work done. Considering the definition of work done as Fs cos theta. You all must have seen in trigonometry that in this first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios are positive. In the second one, only sine is positive. That means when the angle is less than 90, that means here if this theta is less than 90 or greater than or equal to 0, then cos theta is positive. That means work done will be positive. If we observe the second case, that means in the second quadrant, when theta is greater than 90 degree but less than or equal to 180 degree, then cos theta is negative. That means work done in this case is negative. The third case, very simple. When angle is 90 degree, we all know that cos theta will be 0 because cos 90 is 0. that means work done will be 0. So if it is asked what is the condition of work done to be 0, either theta should be 90 degree or displacement should be 0. That means if you are applying force on a wall, wall is not being displaced. So whatever force you are applying, the work done by that force is 0. So based on this angle, work is of three types: 0, positive, or negative. So in short, we can say that work done by all resistive forces, are negative, right? Why it is negative? Because जैसे हम किसी ऑब्जेक्ट को कंसिडर करें, ऑब्जेक्ट अगर राइट में मूव कर रहा है, एंड इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द फ्रिक्शन फोर्स, तो फ्रिक्शन किधर एक्ट करेगा? टू द लेफ्ट. बट इफ यू ऑब्जर्व द डिस्प्लेसमेंट, डिस्प्लेसमेंट किधर होगा? राइट में. दैट मीन्स व्हाट इज द एंगल here between force and displacement? It is 180 degree. तो cos 180 का वैल्यू क्या होता है? -1. You can see you are getting negative value for cos. तो वर्क क्या हो जाएगा? -f into s, because cos 180 -1. ये माइनस साइन कहाँ से आया? फ्रॉम cos 180. So we are seeing that work done by all the resistive forces are negative. So what all resistive forces can be there? For example, friction force can be there. There can be drag force. There can be air resistance. These all forces act opposite to the direction of motion of an object. Well, work done by normal reaction, this is also always 0, because normal reaction क्या होगा? It will be perpendicular to the ground where it is moved. So angle कितना है दोनों में? 90. So what work is contributed by this normal force? No work is contributed, right? So quickly all can write down the types of work done, and then we will do simple questions from finding out the work done. Okay, all would have noted this. एनर्जी के बारे में डिस्कस कर लेते हैं, एंड देन वी विल सी द प्रॉब्लम्स. So there are two forms of energy that we will consider. Although there are many forms of energy, you all can say, एक तो हो गया kinetic energy, another one is potential energy. There are other forms of energy also, जैसे कि हो गया chemical energy, electrical energy, nuclear energy, etc. But we are going to consider those energies which are related to the motion or the rest of an object. That means these are the energies related to the state of an object. Which state basically? पूरे फिजिक्स में हम कौन सी स्टेट की बात करते आ रहे हैं? रेस्ट स्टेट और मोशन स्टेट. रेस्ट स्टेट को क्या कहते हैं हम? स्टेशनरी स्टेट. मोशन स्टेट हो गया मीन्स वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डायनामिक स्टेट. So kinetic energy, who can define? Very simple. Energy related to the movement of an object. See guys, we are just recapitulating what we learned in class 9. This is energy due to motion of an object. Object जब मोशन में है तो उसके पास कौन सा एनर्जी रहेगा? काइनेटिक एनर्जी तो डेफिनेटली रहेगा. So we have expression to find kinetic energy. Half mv square. Potential energy, how we can define? Energy due to state, basically configuration. You can say in short, this is the stored energy, right? Whatever energy is stored, that is potential energy. So here we have two forms of potential energy actually. In earlier classes, we have just seen one form. Which form? Gravitational potential energy. Gravitational potential energy. But here we will also see elastic potential energy. तो ग्रेविटेशनल पोटेंशियल एनर्जी क्या था? U इज इक्वल टू mgh, सभी को पता होगा. इलास्टिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ये होता है हाफ के एक्स स्क्वायर. इसको ध्यान नहीं देना है, इस पे बस अभी नोट्स लिखना है. वी आर गोइंग टू हैव अ सेपरेट स्टडी अबाउट द इलास्टिसिटी. ये क्या है सिंबल्स, उसको भी हम ध्यान में देखेंगे. अभी राइट नाउ वी विल स्टडी. तो ग्रेविटेशनल पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, व्हाट वाज दैट? U इज इक्वल टू mgh. ओके, सो इसको सब नहीं लिखना है, नहीं भी लिख सकते हो बिकॉज वी विल बी सीइंग. बट इन द टेबल इफ यू आर मेकिंग, यू कैन मेक इट सो दैट लेटर ऑन यू कैन रिमेंबर कि अच्छा ये भी एक टाइप का एनर्जी होता है, अ टाइप ऑफ पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इन फैक्ट. सो वी विल बी सीइंग हाउ डिड वी गेट द एक्सप्रेशन U इज इक्वल टू mgh. And as I said, whatever work is done, it is equal to energy consumed. Definitely this is right. If you do more work, more energy will be consumed. So let us see this, the significance of this statement first. Let us see the significance. फिर से वही क्वेश्चन आ गया फिर से. What is the formula of elastic energy? As I said now, अभी फिर से कोई पूछेगा इसमें k क्या होता है, x क्या होता है. I have told, right? Just now I told कि इसको नहीं लिखना है, बस इलास्टिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी लिख लो. Write down everyone this one. Everyone will write down all about this energy. All right, all would have noted this. So whenever work is done, we all know that energy is consumed. So let us say this is the block. The block is at rest, and let us assume that initially 0 joule of energy is present in the block, and let us say this is a person who has 25 joules of energy stored in this. Now this object does some work. So if it does some work, let us say this person does work for 5 joules. So finally 5 joule will be decreased within his body, and this 5 joule will be stored in the block. So why this is stored? Because of conservation of energy. Because initially if you see, total energy is 25 joules. So finally also it should be 25 joules. So if you just take this value as x, you get 20 plus x as 25. From here we get to know that 5 joule is the energy stored. So this confirms the statement that work done is equal to energy consumed. Well, we can also write the statement for the conservation of energy. All would have known, knowing that conservation of energy, this is just giving us idea about the constancy of total energy. So what does this state? That the total energy is conserved, or it is constant. Whatever be the situation, total energy will be conserved. And here, when we are talking about the types of energy, kinetic and potential energy, so there some must be constant, meaning that at any point, let us say initial point पे kinetic and potential energy ki ui था, final point पे kf and uf था. So this is the total energy at the final state, this is the total energy at the initial state, and they should be equal. So here we will also remember a term, that is mechanical energy. What is mechanical energy? This is the sum of kinetic and potential energies. So all can note down these small stuffs, and then we'll see the proof of U is equal to mgh. So let us see here the proof for U is equal to mgh. So here also we will use the same idea. So let's say the object is here lying on the ground. So when you are taking the object up, work is done against gravity. Work is done against the gravity. If there would have been no gravitational force, there was no need for the work to be done. So at every place here, the object is having the force in the downward direction. That force is m into g. Whereas the displacement is in the upward direction. That is, let us say, height h. So if we see the angle between force and displacement, that is 180 degree. So work done will be equal to force into displacement into cos 180. So we get work done as minus mgh because cos 180 is minus 1. And we know that this work done is stored in the object in the form of potential energy. So potential energy will be equal to plus mgh. So one more statement you can remember along with this, work done. You can write the net work done is equal to negative of change in potential energy. Change in potential energy means we are talking about final potential energy minus initial potential energy. So actually here also this is change in potential energy. Why we have written change in potential as only potential? Because final potential energy we are taking it as U and initial potential energy is 0 because there is no height here. तो यहाँ पर final potential minus initial potential, what will it be? U minus 0, that is U only. So quickly all can write down this proof for U is equal to mgh, and the most important here is to remember that the net work done is negative of change in potential energy. Quickly all can write down this one. So in this case, if you are asked to find out the work done, you can easily calculate work done. Just remember, when you want to find out potential energy from work done, just apply the negative sign to the work done that you find and you will get the potential energy. Yes, quickly, all will write down this one. So Suhan, as till now the concept of vector itself is not clear to you. A dot B जब हम निकालते हैं, this is magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos theta. ये वेक्टर का कॉन्सेप्ट ही क्लियर नहीं है. You are going through this work done. You should revise all the concept of vectors. Work is the dot product of force and displacement vector. Okay. So this will be the magnitude of force. Magnitude क्या होगा? mg होगा या minus mg होगा? It will be mg. Magnitude of displacement will be h. How come you say that mg भी negative होगा, cos 180 भी negative होगा? Anything you are telling? At the start of the class only I said this work is the dot product of force and displacement. ये dot product यहाँ लिखे हो? While I tell you all to note it down, इसका मतलब ये थोड़ी है कि आंख बंद करके ये उतारना शुरू कर दें. I have clearly shown here this is the dot product. अब ये भी लिख देता हूँ, dot product. Okay. So all of you done this one? All have completed this? Okay. So let us see the proof of this energy conservation, because we all know that energy will be conserved. But what is the proof? Let us see that. Proof of conservation of energy. So this is the ground, it's the surface of Earth, and an object is here at some height. Let us say this height is h. Now this object is released at this point. So if it is released, let us say object follows this path. So at somewhere here, this is position A, this is position B, and this is position C when it will be on the ground. So if we are able to find out the total energy at A, total energy at B, and total energy at C, and if we show that they are equal, then almost we will be able to prove, we can conclude that the energy is conserved. So can any one of you tell me what is the energy stored at this point A? At any point there will be either kinetic energy or potential energy. So at A, as it is released, that means its speed is 0. That means there is only potential energy at E. So kinetic plus potential. So kinetic is 0. Potential energy is mgh. So what is the total energy at A? It is mgh. So let us mark this. Now let us find out at B. At B, here we do not know the speed. So let us say it descended down by distance x, right? Now we can find out its speed because this is the direction of motion. So from A to B, as the object goes, initial velocity is 0, final velocity we need, acceleration is g, and displacement is x. So we can find out v square minus u square equals to 2as. So v square will be 2gx. Now once we have found v, there will be kinetic energy and potential energy at this point B. So wherever anyone has doubt, they should ask me at that point only. Later on, we will not go through it once again. So if anyone says once again, that's not going to happen. So any doubt you have to get it cleared now. So at B, we have found the speed. So it will have kinetic energy here. And this is also at some height. So there will be potential energy. So kinetic energy we can find using half m v square. Instead of v square, we can write 2gx. Potential energy will be mg into the height from the ground. So what is the height? H minus x. So if we add them, we will get mgx plus this one will be mgh and then minus mgx. So this gets cut and the total energy that we get even here is mgh only. So what we have found, that total energy at A is equal to total energy at B. Let us take any other point. Let's say this point. So here potential energy will be 0 because it is at 0 height. But kinetic energy we can find out. So for that, we will require the speed. So again, we will follow the same strategy here. From A to C, it is coming. Displacement is h. Initial velocity is u. Final needs to be determined. Acceleration is g. So we will use again v square minus u square equals to 2as, and that will give us v as 2gh. So half mv square will be half m into 2gh. So this will again be mgh. So total energy at A is equal to the total energy at B and C, and they are all equal to mgh. So this confirms that whatever point we take, because here x is a variable that we have considered, so whatever point we take, the total energy remains conserved. So this is the complete proof for conservation of energy. So all can write down this one. Okay. So let us now do simple questions. Let's say this is the object and this is the surface. This is the force with which it is pulled, and the object is displaced in this direction. Let's say this angle is 30 degree and the displacement is 10 meters. So you have to find the work done by all forces acting on the object. So individually, first you have to find work done by all the forces, and then you have to find out the net work done. Considering the mass of the object as 2 kg. So first you need to determine what all forces are acting on this object, and then you need to find out, compute the net work done and the individual work done by all the forces. Quickly, all will do, guys. Let's know the answer. So all of you done this one? Let us first see what all forces are acting here. There is weight. Weight will be 20 newtons. There is normal reaction. So you have to first project this force. Or if you just project this force, here you will get F cos 30. And here you will get F sin 30. So now if you are asked to find work done by all the force, so normal reaction, it will act perpendicular to the displacement. So work done by normal reaction is 0. Work done by weight is 0 because weight is also perpendicular to the displacement. But work done by force kya hoga? That will be force into displacement into cos of angle. That is 10 Newton into displacement is 10 Newton and cos 30. So you will get the answer as 50 root 3 joules. And what will be the net work done? You will just add all these work done. So that will be 50 root 3 joules. So this is one way. And what way we will be following in the further questions, we will again be separating all the forces along the plane and perpendicular to the plane. So let us do this and let us check our answers. Let us just compare it one time. So if I project this force, now we can see this force acts in the direction of displacement. So angle is 0. So what will be the work done by this force? F cos 30 into the displacement into cos 0, right? Because this is the magnitude, this is displacement, and this is cos of the angle. So here again put the value, we get 10 into root 3 by 2 into 10. So that comes out to be 50 root 3. This is the work done by this component. And what will be the work done by this and this component? It will be 0 because the angle is 90 degree. We don't need to compute them. So what we can conclude, that whether we find work done by using the formula or whether we find work done by considering all the forces acting along the two perpendicular axes and the displacement, they are all same. So moreover, we will be following this method in the upcoming classes. So let us meet now, guys, tomorrow, and we will start with the modular questions from work, power, and energy. All right, guys, see you all tomorrow. Anyone has any doubt? So no doubt. All right, then see you all tomorrow. Revise this work, power, and energy, the basics, whatever we have learned. Okay, bye everyone.